Hello race fans and welcome to the FairGrounds Speedway for the Music City 200.
Start your engines.
And as the command was just given, the starting lineup will be rolling across your screen. Race 1 winner, Derek Hamill. He's coming off a strong win from Daytona, and he will try to get points to back that up today as Carter Friesen, who had a good stout run at Daytona, is on the pole with Eli Bright starting to his outside. The number 66 of Cement Ozcon alongside the 41 of Tristan Allen. And then on row number 3 is Alexander Rowe alongside the 23 of Julio Caesar. On row number 4 is Tony Newman, who started on the front row for race number 1, alongside Jay Jefferson, Ashton Lewis, and Benny Watson. They round out the top 10 here as Carter Friesen will lead the field to the green flag as the pace car drops to pit road, and we're going to get ready for 50 laps here at FairGrounds Speedway in Nashville. Here we go. And blasting through turns 3 and 4, Carter Friesen will have a good lead on the field coming out of turn number 4 and down the front straightaway. Already a 3/10 lead, but Eli Bright worked that outside and is down back to the bottom. We have some three wide racing here. That's not good. That's Jason Oliver on the inside of the number 43 of Satachi, and Jay Jefferson on the outside of him. They need to get out of this situation. And we're focusing in on this because this is big, considering what could happen to these drivers if they stay 3 wide. And they are able to settle it down to 2 wide. That's good for them. With the 41 of Tristan Allen, he might have gotten into the wall or something because he fell back a few positions. And he's going to lose another one to Ashton Lewis in the 69 machine, who is getting a bit help here from Jason Oliver in the 98. As we say, double file from about the 8th position on back. Up front for the lead, Carter Friesen has it over Eli Bright, as Bright has closed back up on the number 32 machine. Cement Ozcon, not much we didn't talk much about that driver at Daytona, but running 3rd right now with fellow Ford Alexander Rowe in the 4th position. Then you have Tony Newman back here in 5th, had a front row start at Daytona, did not show that result in the race, but after finishing 29th, I believe, in that race, he is running in the top 5 right now. Nick Smith in the 6th position. He had a decent showing at Daytona. Ashton Lewis, the 98 of Jason Oliver, the 43 of Marcus Satachi, and Sebastian Kukulon round out your top 10. As Carter Friesen opened up a good bit on Eli Bright for the race lead. And we're going to go through the back of the field here. Fitzwater and Nathan Stapleton in the back of the field here. And a bunch of more cars battling for position. Benny Watson, he started 10th, and he's still on that outside line. He's dropped outside the top 20 now. Very unfortunate for Watson, as he finished 21st at Daytona. And looks like the 32 of Friesen, he's already pulling away from the 9 again of Eli Bright, as Bright is trying to re-reel the 32 back in. He reeled him in very early in the going after the start, but not much since then. As Friesen has about 7/10 of a lead over Eli Bright. And a battle for position side by side, Oliver and Smith. That's for the 7th spot. Too much time on this outside for the 22 could result in him losing even more positions. So he needs to get past and get back down the line, or he's going to lose a ton more spots. Is Tony Newman. He's going to try to look on Alexander Rowe for the 4th position, and he will get a nose under there as well. So some battles going on the racetrack as Friesen continues to dominate, as we have hit the 20% mark in this one. Tony Newman trying to clear the 2. And they're still side by side for the 4th position. Ashton Lewis in the 69 machine up to the 6th position. Jason Oliver right there behind at 9th, or 7th, I should say. Marcus Satachi here in the 8th position. Sebastian Kukulon will pick up the 9th position as Nick Smith continues to fall back. And there's Audra Baranowskis, who had an unfortunate turn of events at Daytona. Blew a camshaft and jacked up the whole field at the finish. As that led to Derek Hamill winning the race. And he right now is running in the 22nd position. So running pretty deep in the field, or running mid-pack, kind of the back half of the mid-pack right now. As Carter Friesen continues to lead about over 3/4 of a second over Eli Bright. And it looks like the 66 of Ozkan trying to catch up to Bright for position. As Friesen continues to lead in this event. Jason Oliver passing Alexander Rowe. He continues to lose spots as that outside line is not your best friend. As Kukulon will go to the inside of Rowe. That is for the 7th position. And Baranowskis got by Nick Smith. Smith back down to the inside line as he is 11th now after losing a good bit of spots. Patrick Smith will lose some as well. And so will Keith Batson, who is on the outside, but probably will be able to drop back in line after Johnny Gardner gets by him. And there he goes. Batson finished 6 laps down at Daytona, not the way he wanted to start his season. And Satachi on the outside, and we're under caution as Julian Sanchez on the pit lane with an issue. As Carter Friesen he'll keep his race lead, but that's not the caution he was hoping for, as Julian Sanchez has a problem. And we're going to stay with the leaders here, as there's a possibility they could hit pit road, as pit stops are very possible in this one, and yes they are. They're going to drop to the bottom and get ready to come to pit road here. Carter Friesen hopes to keep that top spot, and we'll keep with him as we go down the pit lane. And that was a big break for Alexander Rowe. He was continuing to drop spots. As you see, Sanchez just dropped out of the race with a header issue. So that could be our cause of the caution, but we're going to still look back to see if there's anything that went wrong. That could have resulted in somebody being spun at the time that Sanchez blew her header. And Friesen down pit road. He's going to have that very important first pit stall. But Ashton Lewis, with a 2-tire stop, fires off of pit road. And Johnny Gardner with a good stop as well. But Ashton Lewis picks up the race lead. Very interesting by the 69. And Gardner, they have him second, but he's probably going to give up the position to Carter Friesen. And interesting play of strategy here by the 69 machine of Ashton Lewis, who's running up in the top 10. And Friesen, Gardner had a good stop. Eli Bright and Tony Newman round out your top 5. We're going to check to see what happened to bring out our caution that could have possibly involved Julian Sanchez. So yeah, Julian Sanchez was the cause of the caution. And going down the front straightaway here, battling with Jay Jefferson. And this is about for the 22nd position. And you're just going to see the engine let go, or the header let go on this one, as Sanchez goes up to the outside line. And unfortunate turn of events for the 54 machine, as Sanchez loses a header, and Brad Cheston in the 11 almost gets into the 54 here. And the 54 will come to a stop on the racetrack, which will actually bring out the yellow, because she was stopped in the way of the leaders here. As the leaders will come up on, and there's Friesen. And the 54 will come to a stop here on the racetrack, which would bring out the caution. And so we're going to see what happens on this restart, as Ashton Lewis in the 69 is your new race leader. Welcome back to FairGrounds Speedway, as we're going to roll through our top 10 here, as our only retiree is out of the race, or is Julian Sanchez, who blew a header and caused our one and only caution of the race so far. The 69 of Ashton Lewis in first. Carter Friesen, who has dominated this one, is second. Johnny Gardner with a good pit stop is third. Eli Bright's fourth. Tony Newman is fifth. Jason Oliver sixth. Cement Ozkan lost some spots on that pit stop, is seventh. Audra Baranowskis is 8th, Nick Smith 9th, and Marcus Satachi is 10th. And Ashton Lewis will lead us to the restart zone, and we'll take the green flag as we are reaching the halfway point of this one. And some jostling for position. 3 wide for second. Bright went down to the bottom, and Johnny Gardner went down there as well. This could be big. Carter Friesen gets moved for the second position. Ashton Lewis will break away from the 9 of Eli Bright, who takes over the second spot. Friesen, who was dominating the early stages of this one, is backed up to 5th. As Tony Newman in the 10 machine will go to the inside of Gardner for the 3rd position. As now, Eli Bright will chase down Ashton Lewis in the 69, as the 69 has a set of older tires on that race car. And Carter Friesen back down to the bottom. He's in the 4th position now. He's going to have to go chase down Newman, Bright, and Lewis for the top spots. And Audra Baranowskis, who had a very unfortunate weekend at Daytona, is up to the 5th position. Nick Smith back in the game as he has rolled his way up to 7th. And Alexander Rowe back into the top 10 as he got freight trained on the last run as he was on the outside. And all the leaders are bunched up here. Carter Friesen looking to the inside, possibly trying to see if he can get a run on the 10 machine of Tony Newman. And he's got a quarter, or he's on his quarter panel trying to see if he can get by him. But if he doesn't get by him, Baranowskis will get by Friesen. And Baranowskis holding back off of the 32 as Lewis holds race lead, but Eli Bright wants it for himself. He's going to get right up to the back bumper of the 69. Not going to be able to make a move. And Bright stays tucked in line, and Friesen's going to get pushed to the outside by Baranowskis. Will the 32 be able to hold that position, or will Baranowskis get it? As the 3 leaders stay tucked up here. As we're coming in on 20 laps to go pretty shortly here. We've only had 1 caution, and most people want it to stay that way. Baranowskis making some hard moves as she pushes her way to the inside line to take 3rd position away from Tony Newman. The 02 getting aggressive here, and the 69 getting passed for the race lead by Eli Bright. This is big. Newman gets pushed to the outside by Friesen. And Eli Bright is now to the race lead as Audra Baranowskis, who's been really aggressive these last few laps, is up to 2nd. Friesen up to 3rd now. Nick Smith and Alexander Rowe, 2 drivers who were on the outside line for the majority of that first run, are now going to get to play with the bottom. And now they're 3 wide for position. Alexander Rowe in the inside of Tony Newman. This is for 5th. And will the 69 back out of it, or will there be a bigger issue on the track? They keep it clean and they keep it green. Eli Bright leads over Audra Baranowskis, Carter Friesen, and Nick Smith. Now Alexander Rowe will go to battle with Tony Newman. That is for the 5th spot. Ashton Lewis falls back now as her older tires are starting to kick in. And the battle for the lead could be heating up here as Baranowskis is waiting for the right moment to pounce. But Friesen is trying to do the same and doesn't want to take it too early. They also don't want to get too spread out here because we're coming into 15 laps to go. And we're going to check up on your Daytona winner, who is 22nd right now. He's been around that position all race long. Friesen on the back bumper of the 02. Baranowskis trying to push her out the way for the 2nd position. Doesn't know if he can make that move yet. But if he doesn't, and he will, and Nick Smith going to follow in suit in the 4th position. And oh, we got contact in the back. Monaco and Smith. And that's going to bring out a caution, and Jesse Turner hits the 41. Brad Cheston, Jesse Turner, and Elijah Gordon's around in turn 1. Oh, a bunch of drivers taken out late in the going here, and that will bring out a caution right as Audra Baranowskis was getting passed by Carter Friesen. And we're going to check to see if the leaders will pit. And it looks like Friesen did get the 2nd spot. He will take it. And everybody else will not pit. As we're flipping through the field here, I saw Gardner, Monaco, and Allen get together. So we're going to go check up on that wreck to see what happened to bring out our second yellow of the day. Well, here is where the initial contact was made. Satachi on the inside of Monaco and Gardner. And you're just going to have to follow through here, and this will explain it all. Satachi washes up just a little bit, or maybe Gardner pinches the 46, but it looks like the 43 goes up into Monaco. And Satachi's able to save it, but the 46 of Monaco gets pounded into the outside wall, as well as Gardner. And Gardner's going to get clipped in the rear end by Tristan Allen, who was just coming along minding his own business. And here comes along the number 20 of Jesse Turner, as at the right moment, Allen spins right up into the 20 of Jesse Turner. Brad Cheston gets some damage. And that caution will end the number 20 machine's day, as Turner, hard impact. And apparently we're going to also go back to see what happened. And oh, Elijah Gordon loses an engine as soon as the yellow comes out. And that's a tough break for Elijah Gordon. That's why he was stuck on the apron. And we're going to go back to the restart here to see what happens to Eli Bright and the rest of the field. As the lights go out on the pace car, we'll restart here with 11 laps to go, and your retirees out of the race are the three obvious ones: Jesse Turner, Elijah Gordon, and Tristan Allen, all out of the race with pretty big impacts there at the time of the caution. And the highlight of this race, Carter Friesen, who's second right now, dominated the early stages of this one. Eli Bright has led a good bit of laps in the middle stages, and Audra Bernauskas has been aggressive and has made her way up to third. Could she go for more? We'll see how this restart shapes out the finish of this one. If we do get another caution, it needs to happen quickly, because if we have a caution with under 5 to go, the race could end under yellow. Eli Bright will lead the field back down to the green flag. And Eli Bright takes a little bit of a higher line in turns 1 and 2, but manages to pull out with the race lead. Ashton Lewis dropping spots immediately on the restart. She restarted 7th, and she's already backed up to 9th. And Eli Bright is a rocket ship. He has taken off as the top 5, or actually the whole entire top 10 probably now, is single file, as Lewis loses the 9th position to Jason Oliver. And Trey Wright will get a top 10 spot, as Eli Bright, with 10 laps to go, has the race lead. Down in the turn number 1, Carter Friesen closes up a good bit on the number 9 machine. Nick Smith trying to see if he wants to get around Bernauskas for the 3rd position, as Friesen is closing the door on Eli Bright for the race lead. He needs to do it quickly, and he got a great run off of turn 4. Bernauskas coming back into the picture as well, as she dove it into turn 1 and closed up a bit of the gap that she had on the 32. And the 9, though, getting a good run on that, running a little bit off the apron in turns 3 and 4, and a little bit in 1 and 2 as well. And that's working out for Bright in the 9 machine. And Bright holds on to the race lead as Friesen in 2nd. Closing up on the 9 machine for the race lead. Bernauskas in 3rd. Smith and Alexander Rowe. That's your top 5 right now, as we have 6 laps to go in the running. Bernauskas getting aggressive again, pushing Friesen up to the outside. That's for the 2nd position. She's got to make quick work of the number 32 machine here to get to Bright for the race lead. And Bright continues to lead here, as the 02 of Bernauskas is running out of time with 5 laps to go, and she runs it down in the turn number 1 to try to chase Bright down for the race lead. No lap traffic ahead, so the leaders are clear to the finish. Bernauskas is running out of time. 4 laps to go now at the line, as She gets a great run off of turn 4, but she's got to use up her energy to get down in turn number 1 and chase down the 9 machine. Friesen trying to close back up to the second position of Baranowskis. And Friesen looking to the inside of the 0-2, and he will get the nose under there for the second position. Rowe going for 4th as well, right behind this battle. 3 laps to go now. Friesen now has to charge after Eli Bright. But Bright is pulling away as the leaders behind the 9 are getting all caught up in their side-by-side battles. Bright is pulling away. Friesen now has to go chase down Bright with 2 laps to go. But Bright has a pretty good sight in front of him, a clear racetrack, and nobody behind it. Friesen in the second position is running out of time. He's going to have to make some really power moves down in 3 and 4, and the whole entire next lap to catch up to the 9. But it looks like clear sailing for the 9 machine of Eli Bright as he will take the white flag presented by Lucas Oil. Eli Bright has run a pretty clean race from lap 20 onward. Down into turns 3 and 4, the 9 of Eli Bright will claim win number 1 on the season, and it looks like some drivers could not make it on fuel. As Eli Bright will win here at the FairGrounds Speedway in Nashville, Carter Friesen has 2 back-to-back top 5 finishes, or top 3 finishes I should say. Alexander Rowe pulls off a nice 3rd place finish. Tony Newman and Sebastian Kugelon round out the top 5. As some drivers were not able to make it on fuel, and there was a wreck after the finish between Ashton Lewis and Nathan Ormond, and some drivers were not able to make it. But we're going to go back up here to Eli Bright, who is the race winner, and we're going to round out the rest of your field as Baranowskis, who had an aggressive car late in the going, finished 6th after trying to get some redemption after Daytona. Oz Khan finished 7th, Nick Smith finished 8th, Kenny Johnson finished 9th, and Jason Oliver rounded up the top 10. Trey Wright, Brad Stover, Julio Caesar, Eric Monaco, and Daniel McMillan rounded up the top 15. Nathan Stapleton, Marcus Hitachi, Keith Batson, Zachary Fitzwater, and Jay Jefferson round out your top 20. Benny Watson, Patrick Smith, Nathan Ormond, Brad Cheston, all cars that finished on the lead lap, and drivers that were not able to make it on fuel. Diego Yepes, Ashton Lewis, Derek Hamill, who won the Daytona race and probably will drop in points a good bit here after that finish. Nicholas Samadillo, Josephine O'Neill, Nicholas Wade, Johnny Gardner. He had several issues in this race. And then your 4 retirees out of this one, Allen, Turner, Gordon, and Sanchez, as they all had different issues with that big wreck happening in the middle stages of this one. Thank you guys for watching the second race of the Arca Racing Series season. And hopefully I will see you guys next time at Salem as we get ready to go for some more short track racing before race 4, which is Talladega. That is a big race pretty early on in the schedule, but the drivers are ready for it as Eli Bright capitalizes on the mid stages of this one and gets by Carter Friesen for the victory, and he will claim his first win of the season as he will possibly gain a good bit of points or a good bit of positions here in points. As I will see you guys next time for Salem.